This is the steepest hill I can find in my area. So let's start the video with that. And let's do this on gear 1, pedal assist 1, and see if this Heybike ALPHA can make it up this hill. Oh yeah, it definitely can. Now let's see what kind of incline this hill has. It is showing 26 right there. Let's try it a little further up. 20 right there. A little further down. 23 right there. And let's just do one more over here. 19. This is the bridge slash hill that I normally go on. And it's only 4 degrees. In a different spot, it's 5 degrees. It's kind of sad. I'm gonna go measure that one. 16 degrees, 15. Gear 3, pedal assist 5. Normally I start my videos with unboxing and then assembly, but this time I'm gonna flip it. So, the bike first, in action, and then I'll unbox it and assemble the bike. This bike has a MyVice mid-drive motor with 105 Newton meters of torque. It is a Galaxy Perform S e-drive. On a mid-drive motor, the power is sent through the chain. I do believe this is the first mid-drive motor on my channel. With most e-bikes, I usually just keep it in one gear, but here I can and should actually use the gears. And this has a Shimano Atlas derailleur with 8 gears. Gear 1, pedal assist 1. Gear 1, pedal assist 5. With a mid-drive e-bike, it's okay to start on gear 1, pedal assist 5, but it is recommended to start at a lower pedal assist level and then gradually increase. So this is just a demonstration that you do get more power from the motor on pedal assist 5, which means it's just a less efficient start. However, it is not recommended to start a mid-drive bike on a high gear from a standstill. Starting in gear 1 or even gear 2 is better because it puts less strain on the drivetrain and the motor. It's also recommended that once you start going and you're gonna increase gears, to stop pedaling, then click the next gear, or you can also just slower your pedaling movement and then increase gears. It's also good practice to lower your gears as you're coming to a stop. It's not the worst thing in the world if you forget to do that, and if you're gonna do that, probably lower it to pedal assist 1, but it does put more strain on everything. So not only is your range gonna be affected, it's gonna wear out the motor quicker. Just for funskies, I got it in gear 8, and I'm gonna start from a dead stop, pedal assist 5. I don't think I'm supposed to do it with this type of a torque sensor motor, but let's see what happens. It didn't toss me off the bike or anything like that, but I felt a strain on the chain. Next up is the speed test, and for this, to get it to max speed, I do have to pedal. That's the only option for max speed, because the throttle kind of caps. The throttle is really slow, and the only way to get the throttle to work is the bike already has to be in motion, so you gotta pedal a little bit and then hit the throttle. Like right now, it will not work from a dead stop. What's neat is I can set it to see how many watts I'm using as I'm riding the bike. So I'm gonna set it to pedal assist 5. The hardest gear to pedal in, and I'm gonna see how fast I can go. So max speed is 28 miles an hour, but if you pedal really hard, you can get it a little bit past that. As I mentioned before, this does have a torque sensor, so you get more control from it. It responds to how hard you're pedaling versus cadence is how fast you're pedaling. Torque is more of a workout, cadence is more if you don't want to work out. You just want to get from point A to B. This bike's a little bit of a workout, I will say that. And the throttle, it seems to cap out at like 12 miles an hour. It doesn't matter like what pedal assist mode I have it in, it's the same. So it really, the assistance from the motor depends on how hard you're pedaling the bike. So with each pedal assist mode, 5 being the highest, With 5, you're going to get the most assistance from the motor as you're pedaling, and you'll also be able to go the fastest. Here I'm going to use the throttle. I pedal a little bit, engage the throttle, and as you can see, it's not fast. It goes between like 9 to 12 miles per hour. Because it has these big, fat tires, they're 26 inches in diameter and 4 inches wide, I decided to go a little bit off-road. I start with the assistance of the motor, and then at some point I bumped it out of place with my camera handle and didn't even realize the motor was off, and the bike was doing just fine as a regular bike, but eventually I did switch the motor back on. You can kind of hear it in the video when I turn it back on, and then I went a lot faster. Not just faster, it was also an easier ride. But it was a bit bumpy in the back. So there's no rear suspension, but there is suspension in the front, which is a little bit adjustable. So you can flip the switch right here and turn it into a more rigid ride. The max range is up to 60 miles, but it will depend on how you're using the bike. Range will vary depending on a lot of different factors like terrain, how much power you're drawing from the motor, so you're gonna get better mileage on pedal assist 1 with steady light pedaling. Wind also can affect it, and weight, how much is sitting on the bike. The max payload is 400 pounds, but if you weigh 400 pounds, I don't know if you're gonna get 60 miles. Turning the bike on and off is really simple. You just push down this little orange button, and then you use the plus and minus buttons to adjust the pedal assist levels. What I really love are these little arrows. These are for the blinkers, and you can actually see it on the screen as well. I've never seen that before, always wanted it, really cool. So it shows up on the front light and also on the rear light. And then to turn these off, you just hit the same arrow again. The Alpha comes in 2 different styles. There's the step through, which I'm currently riding, and the step over. With the step through, the minimum rider height is 5 foot 1 inch all the way to 6 foot 1. For reference, I am 5'8", and I do have the seat all the way up. The step over model is for riders 5'3" to 6'3". Maybe I should also add that I wear pants with a 33.5 inch inseam. Not everyone of the same height will have the same length legs. Overall, I had a pretty good ride, even though there's no suspension in the back. The seat kind of makes up for it a little bit. Not too bad. I do love the suspension in the front, and one thing I obviously did test because I had to, but didn't film, the hydraulic disc brakes. A little more maintenance than mechanical brakes, but a lot more responsive. I'm not a huge app person, but there is an app. It'll let you track and share your rides. You can also set an alarm feature so you'll know if someone tries to steal the bike, and you can also switch e-bike locks. So basically you turn your phone into a key. To add the bike, make sure the bike is on and click add bike, and then you have to click on this little icon right here and you add the bike. On the app you can change the pedal assist level, check out your mileage, look at the battery life, and a few other things. I'm not a huge app person, not a fan of having an app for everything, but if you are, there's an app. That's pretty much the whole ride portion of this video. Next up is going to be unboxing and assembly. I'm also going to show how to remove the battery. You don't need to charge it, but you can. But it may be a good idea to remove it if you're going to leave the bike in public. Retail price on both the step through and step over is $16.99, but right now it's on sale for $15.99. And I'll have a link down below in the video's description. Stickers. It's the same cable I used to use on my PS2. I didn't see a manual. So I'm gonna start with the front wheel. But first I should probably loosen up these nuts, and then I wanna slide over the washer on both sides. And now I'm going to straddle the wheel. This works a lot better with another person. And just lift the bike up over the wheel. And then I'm gonna tighten down the nuts with my bare hands because I'm just that strong. Wouldn't that be nice? Next, the fender and the light. And they go on at the same time. So I'm gonna stick the fender in like so. I actually like how they kept the screw for this part separate instead of putting it in there already. That's one less step for me. I kept one washer on. I'm going to skewer the wheel, skewer the fender, and stick it all in there. And it's okay if the light's not straight. For this part, I rarely put it in its correct position until everything's mostly tightened down. And while I'm here, I'm gonna plug the light in. So now I have to attach the fender over here. There's a little screw I gotta pull out and screw everything back down. There's a little screw right here. I'm gonna unscrew this and then release some of this. Now once I have it kind of where I want it, screw it back down. So I'm gonna fiddle around with both sides and see what I can do with this. Much better. Next, I'm gonna deal with the handlebars. So I'm gonna loosen up this top screw here, and that should be enough. There we go. Eyeball it and tighten it down. And I might as well tighten down this other screw as well. Next, I'm gonna remove these 4 screws. Okay, make sure the handlebars are facing the correct way. Then I'm gonna stick them in that spot, put this piece back on there, and put those 4 screws back in. So now you may have noticed that the screen's not in the center anymore. Whoops! So to do that, remove one of the screws. Just slide the thing over. I found that it's best just to remove both screws. It moves over a lot easier. Or you can just install the handlebars with this in the center, but I find it easier with this out of the way. Lastly for assembly are the pedals. So the left one screws in counterclockwise, and then the right one will screw in clockwise. The only thing you need a key for is to remove the battery. So it comes out like this, the first panel, you just push down on that little lever, then again push down on the lever that's on the battery and pull it out. The battery is 680 watts, 48 volt, 25 ampere hour, and it is UL certified. And this is how you put the battery back in. So you just snap it in there and put the cover back on. Make sure to pull down on that lever and pop it into place. The ending's loading, give it a moment. It is time for my cheesy outro. Toodaloo-dalee-loo if you're interested in the Heybike ALPHA. I'll have a link down below in the video's description. See you guys later.